Steve and Karen, how are you?
Okay.
I'm happy you made it to week 4.
Somebody in the room's happy.
You're here.
Here we are.
How was this week? How was everything this week? I know where we left off. Tell me if I got it right. Where we left off was you were staying at your mom's because you needed some space with all the kids
Only
in the
one's
house,
mine.
and you needed some time because you wanted him there, but then you weren't sure if you wanted him there. You just have a lot going on, especially with the postpartum. I know you were seeing a counselor for that, and you started your treatment. So I'm just kind of want to check in both separately, and then how you guys are together. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I know last time we struggled with everyone taking turns speaking. So we can put the face back to the person who's talking, or we can leave it away. It's up to you guys. What do you guys want to do?
I'm okay for now,
Okay.
but I can't imagine that Steve's not going to jump in at times.
So I'll just leave this out. I'll leave it handy.
First of all,
I'll let him start.
Okay.
see this face?
Yeah.
For her, it needs to be like this, because this is what I get all me. This is what Steve, you need to stop. I'll handle the baby. You need to this. No, get away from me. I don't want one. I don't want. Don't come near me. You're such an asshole. Why do you do that? You spit your toothpaste all over the sink. You this, you that. Your clothes are on the floor. I can't do anything right. I brought her flowers the other day just because, mother of my child, not doing so great. Need some love, need some support. That's my role. Do you know what she did? She dumped them in the trash and poured chocolate pudding on top of them because she was cleaning up at the same time and said she didn't need no, sorry, you're going to hear it, goddamn motherfucking flowers to feel better about herself because she was an independent woman who didn't need a piece of shit man like me. And you know what had happened before that? Nothing. Because I just came in the door from work. Steve, so it's a good thing because then maybe I can just keep this closed long enough for her to hear me. I'm just tired and frustrated just like all the other weeks of being told that I'm not good enough, that I'm not there for her, that she doesn't want to be with me, she doesn't want anything to do with me, she doesn't want me touching our kid for Christ's sakes.
Let me ask you a question.
You can ask
And
anything you
before
want.
I get to you, Karen, I know it must be hard to hear those things from Karen, right? So do you think anything she's saying, is there some truth behind that? Do you feel like there's absolutely no truth, so you're hurt by it?
Do I think it's true that she doesn't want me? I don't know. She barely talks to me. All she does is, Steve.
How does that make you feel? Honestly.
I live in a household where I'm not even staying right now because there's a person there who, on the one hand, calls me a piece of shit and tells me she doesn't want anything to do with me and I'm not allowed to do anything and I'm not allowed to go near my offspring. But on the other hand, my phone rings. Do you know how many phone calls I had from her yesterday? 47. 47. Do you know how many text messages I had from her yesterday? 372.
Wow,
You can
that's a
check
lot.
my phone. But, so she's got to know where I am every minute of the day. What are you doing now? I'm at work.
All
What
right.
are you doing now? I'm at work. And it goes
Steve.
on all day. So, I hope you can see it.
So Steve, let me just bring you back for a second. I asked you, right? How does that make you feel? I appreciate all the information you're giving me right now because clearly these are all things that's going to help me understand why you feel this way. So how does that make you feel when she tells you, when she's giving you all these mixed feelings of wanting you there and not wanting you there and telling you you're a piece of crap and telling you all these different things? Does that make you feel good about yourself? Does it make you feel bad?
Of course it doesn't make me feel good about myself. It makes me feel like I have no place. Like I'm just some imagined thing. Like she bought me. And like a little kid, you give a little kid sometimes a toy for Christmas and they play with it for a little while and then they're all done with it and they don't want anything. Steve has the talking face. So when the kid puts it away and then you're done, it's like that. Like I don't even exist. Like I try to do things, but this is life. It's serious. I want this to work.
How long have you guys been together?
13 months.
13 months. Okay.
Yep.
Is it okay for me to let Karen speak to what you were saying? It's interested to just see where you guys stand before we take the next step. Karen.
If you learn something that you think I should know, maybe I could take
Wait a second. Remember, what is the rule of the day? I know we were going to wait on whoever has the speaking sponge, so we can speak away. Who has a speaking sponge? Karen, right? Okay. Remember for the last few weeks we've been talking about communication, listening. Anybody can talk, right? We all can speak, but do we hear? Do we listen? Anyone can hear too. It's listening to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I know Steve has said a lot of things.
That he has.
And the other thing too, I want to just make sure that we keep in mind that this is not to target each other, is to kind of see where we are at, how do we get to the next step, and what is the next step, if anything. Because in the end, I remember in our last session, you both said that you guys want to make it work.
And
So you thought that space was what you needed. So I'm hearing this, I'm hearing mixed things. So I'm curious to see, for you, how did your week go?
It was interesting.
Okay.
So here's the thing. I feel like we talked about I statements.
Uh-huh.
I feel like last week I needed space because it's really hard. It's so hard to parent with somebody who I know Steve is she's texting me 100 times a day, she's calling me 100 times a day, but it's really hard to trust somebody who isn't faithful, because I know Steve doesn't want to tell you this, but a couple months ago I went into his phone and he has Tinder. Why else would you need Tinder unless you're trying to see other people? And I get it, I was pregnant, I was really pregnant.
Did you ask him about it?
I did, and he denied it. But
Did I having Tinder or
he denied.
dating?
He said, "Oh, it's from before I met you."
Where did we meet?
But we met in person,
But how did we meet?
not through Tinder.
So
Why do you have a Tinder? So also still have the talking sponge. So I understand.
you're gonna talk.
He's upset, but I've let him know that I need validation. That's who I am. I need to know that he's not with somebody else. And when you're constantly picking up,
Do we need a moment
It's
here?
my turn.
It's always your turn. It's
I think
always
I think
your
we need to
turn.
deep breathe.
It's always
Okay.
your turn.
I
You
think
can
we need to deep breathe.
listen. What this love is wonderful, and we're just in a place, and I'm so oppressed, and I'm so this, and all of. Steve is just such a terrible person.
All right, Steve and
it's
Karen,
just
I want
such
let's
bull.
take a deep breath. Everyone, just breathe in through their nose, out through their mouth. Remember we practice this. Let's do it 2 more times. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, and out through your mouth. I want to take you back 13 months ago. 13 months ago. Remember, before we even talk about 13 months ago, this is your life. This is not a joke.
That's what I'm saying.
Mhm. So this is not a joke. I want to be able to help support you guys and get you back to where you once were, if you can.
Well, teach her
But it's two
to
people.
talk to me instead of around me or about me without. Sorry,
I appreciate all the information you're giving me, right? But if we're all talking at the same time, where are we going to get? Right? I think it's something when we reflect back to communication and listening to one another, taking the time to hear one another, it's going to help us get a long way. I understand that, Steve, you are very frustrated. Do you understand why he's frustrated?
yeah.
And I think and remember when he was talking about all the different things that he was going through, like all the mixed signals. Do you think what he was saying was fair to what really was been going on the last week in terms of you want him there but you don't want him there?
If I could, if you don't mind,
Yeah.
finish what I was going to say. I know I got off on a tangent
Mhm.
and that was wrong with me. What I was trying to get at is part of the thing I'm struggling with postpartum that I've worked through in therapy myself is that I do feel like I'm the only person who is capable of taking care of our
Mhm.
child right now, and I know that that's my postpartum. I know that's not Steve, but what I'm struggling with Steve is just like you're saying now is he doesn't listen. So I'm telling him that this is what I need from him to feel secure, to feel like this relationship can go on. I'm using my I statements that we talked about, and Steve is using his, and I feel like I've taken this step back, and I'm trying to. I know yesterday obviously wasn't a good day for me. I texted him a lot, I called him a lot, but He didn't tell
Why?
you.
What was the need to call him? Like, was there an emergency?
Sorry to interrupt, but here's what I'm hearing. She's making I statements, and I'm telling Steve what I need.
But she's not listening to what Steve needs.
She's not making.
That's what I was
What
getting
she's
at.
saying is that Steve's needs to be subservient to her demands, but Steve's doesn't count.
All right. So remember how a few minutes ago we just
Let's go
finished
back
the brief.
13 years.
Let's go back 13 years.
I mean, 13 months.
13 months. 13 months.
Feels like 13.
13 months. You guys met and you hit it off right away. I remember that's what you said. What was the first thing you thought about when you saw her?
I'm not even